Hey everybody, it's Mindy Totten coming to you from my office at the Oasis Center for Craniosacral Therapy with our second video for Oasis Reflections. um, I got so many nice comments from the first video, and so many people said, Mindy, you should do all videos. I don't want to read your stuff anymore, do videos. And I said, okay, we'll do them every now and again. And the first thing that so many people have asked me about via email, who get the email newsletter, is how is your embracing your inner silver going? So I'm giving you the update here. So still rocking and rolling. I'm about halfway there, and I got to tell you that every day that it grows out, I'm like, whoo, I'm getting closer. I'm getting closer. So thank you for all your kind comments about embracing your inner silver, or whatever it is that you want to embrace. Today I'm going to talk to you about the idea of starting, just taking the first stitch. I have lots of people who seem to be kind of amazed that I do a lot of different things, that I have this business, and then I also have a business helping bodywork therapists create their own practices, and I like to travel, and I like to teach, and I like to read. I have my dog George, and I love going to the beach. And people say, well, how do you do all of these? How do you do all these projects? And the easy answer, the flip answer is, oh, I don't know, I just do it. That's just who I am. But I was really thinking about it and reflecting on it. And I think the really important thing is just starting, just taking the first stitch. And I wanted to talk a little bit about that and use quilting as a metaphor. So here's a quilt that I've been working on since December. You can kind of see it, I guess, the different colors. No. And it's taking me forever. It's a queen size quilt. It's taking me forever. And I hadn't done a quilt in probably a decade. And when I got this idea for this kind of beachy quilt that I wanted to do. And I was really kind of like, oh, this is a huge project. Do I have to do this? If you've never quilted before, quilting is kind of interesting. I read this story once about how the Amish folks, who of course are well known for their beautiful quilts, get a big kick out of contemporary American quilters, because we basically take big bolts of fabric, cut them into teeny little pieces, and then sew them back together again, right? That's a quilt. But if you want to make a quilt, not only do you have to do a lot of math, you have to figure out yardage and how things are going to fit together, but then you also, this is it in a nutshell, you have to pre-wash your fabrics, and then you have to cut your fabrics, and you have to, it's called piecing, sewing them back together again. Then you have to sandwich, which means putting the quilt top and then the batting, the quilt, and then the backing on the quilt. Then you have to baste your quilt together. Then you have to actually quilt it, which is where I am right now. I'm a hand quilter, so I'm painstakingly doing each stitch by hand. And then you have to put a binding on it at the end, and then you're done with your quilt. So this certainly is a journey. It's kind of a never-ending process. But I was thinking about it as I said, as a metaphor for any big project, or really, it could be a metaphor for your life too. Whatever it is that you want to do, we can't start it. We can't do it without taking that first stitch. And I know with my quilting, the first couple of stitches are wobbly, and they're uneven, and they don't look so great. But if I kept tearing them out, I would never get anywhere. And so my wish for you this week, as you go about your week, is if there's something, some kind of a project or something that you've really been longing to do, don't wait any longer. Just take a teeny tiny step toward that goal, toward that project, in that direction. That first teeny tiny stitch is what's going to get you to the other side of this gargantuan, big old queen quilt. Whatever it is that you are hoping to do, I, as always, wish you kindness and love and a marvelous journey. It's Mindy Totten at Oasis Reflections, and I hope to see you soon on our next video.